That's what's it.
I appreciate it.
All right, bro.
There you
Yeah. Last time we were here in Macon, Georgia, we did a hood drive around video, and like 3 people went on the hood drive video and said we're exploiting Macon to make money. So what I've done since I've been here in Macon is the money that I made off that hood video, I've given it back to the working people of Macon in tips. So we ate at, what was it we ate last night? Carrabba's?
Yeah.
All right, so we gave them a really good tip. We gave the cleaning people a really good tip. And, you know, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to give back whatever the money we made off that hood video here in Macon, Georgia. We're going to give it back to the people of Macon, Georgia. But just in case they have any doubts, the people of Macon, Georgia, the money that we made off that video, we've given it back to the people of Macon. Like 95% of the things you do to help other people, you're supposed to do that in private. You're not supposed to do that on YouTube, show it off. We help a lot of people. I'm not gonna sit here and record it and put it on YouTube for you to see it all the time, but we do help a lot of people, in particular people like me who work doing, you know, housekeeping in hotels, people who do, you know, service in restaurants. You take care of people like that. And if you've ever ran into me and you've been my server, you know that we tip good, but you give money to people that are out there working, trying to take care of their families. You don't give money to somebody on a street corner that ain't doing nothing with their lives. So to address the people who said that we came to Macon to make hood videos and to exploit their poverty, and we're just taking advantage of their power to make money. Look, I can make money showing the hood. I can make money showing downtown. I can make money showing my shoes, okay? Look, I can make a video about how I bought a new pair of shoes, and that video will make me money. I'm gonna make money regardless, okay? But the fact that I take time out of my life to visit your city, when I stay at this hotel here in Macon, Georgia, okay, where I'm at right now, there's a city tax. Now, that city tax, I'm gonna go downstairs, I'm gonna get a receipt for you guys, and I'm gonna show you how much that city tax is. That goes right here directly to the people of Macon.
We are the only ones on YouTube that show our face who do the drive-thrus, but I know the people who do those drive-thrus that don't show their face give just as much as tips as we do.
That's the thing too, you know, because we do show our faces. And Charlie Boo, I've never seen his face. Hood Times, I don't know if this Hood Time person, I've never seen their face so far. So all the other people that do what we do, they kind of hide their face. We show our face, and we are very, you're seeing us the way we are, so we're not hiding behind a wall, which means, you know, that puts us in danger, but it also keeps it real for you guys. And believe it or not, when I do these hood drive-arounds, even if I say your town sucks or whatever, there's people watching this video that might say, ooh, I see a potential there, and they'll invest in your community. And a lot of people that watch my videos, they like to invest in lower income communities. They like to buy real estate, repair it, fix it, flip it. In fact, we interviewed a gentleman in Montgomery, Alabama, if y'all remember, who his job is actually to buy houses in poor neighborhoods to repair them. And this is an opportunity for poor people to be able to have affordable housing. So it may not look like it to you smoking crack at home that our videos help people, but they do. If you watch the type of content that I create, it ain't just to make me money. I can go make videos right now that make me a crap load of money. I can go right now and I can make some videos out there and that'll make me a crap load of money. But we ain't trying to make money. We're also making sure that we help other people who are moving, that we help people who are investing, so that we're not just helping ourselves, but we're helping the community. I don't know how much it is. All right. Oh, there you are. Oh. That's your tip right there. Take that.
Oh,
take all it. How beautiful day.
Thank you, God.
All right. All right. Let's go. That goes directly to your community. What are you doing for Macon? I really do. Because I see a lot of people come to Macon. I pay tips to the server at the restaurant. When I come to Macon, I pay tips to the people that clean the hotel. When I come to Macon, I put taxes in your state. And I ain't talking about do something for your homeboys. I'm talking about do something for completely random people in the city that are actually working. Not some crackhead begging for money on the street corner. I'm talking about people that are actually out here running this city. People in the restaurants, people in the service industry, people that are out there protecting your community? What are you doing for the community? My mentality is, if you come near me, you gotta eat. This place ain't just for me. This place for everybody. When you come to my city in Florida, if you a YouTuber, make your YouTube videos. If you a blogger, blog. I don't care if you're taking pictures of the palm trees, the birds, the sand, whatever it is you do, you go out there and you do it. Make money. And I don't know if you knew this, but when you stay at hotels, you're supposed to tip. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, but you're supposed to. Now, when people like me come to Macon, Georgia from out of town, we do videos here, and you go on, you threaten them saying they can't be in your hood and they can't make money in your city, you're not hurting me. I'm gonna make money wherever I go. I'm gonna make money where Michigan, Kentucky, I'm gonna make money wherever. You know who you are hurting is the people of your town who work in these hotels, who work in these restaurants. I mean, I got people email me say, when you come to Georgia, stay at my house for free, eat up my restaurant, and it's on us, okay? So we got people, I can go anywhere in Georgia and people invite me to their cities, invite me to their towns, invite me to the restaurants, invite me to their home, okay? Why are you ostracizing your own city? Why are you threatening people not to come to your city? You're supposed to want people to come to your city. Stop scaring money away from your own city. The people in Macon need this money. And it ain't that that don't make me, that don't mean that I'm needed here, don't mean that I'm wanted here. Okay, I don't mean that I need to be here, that I have to come here. Because I see people come from New York and says, well, I'm moving from New York, I got all this money, you're supposed to want me. No, it doesn't mean you can act a fool because you got money. That don't mean I can act a fool now in Macon because I spent some money here. I gotta follow the rules like everybody else. That's not what it means. It don't mean that I'm better than everybody. It don't mean that I can act a fool in Macon. I'm not acting a fool out here. But how, instead of attracting money to your city, you scaring it away? So anyways, whatever money we made in our last Macon video, we're giving that back to Macon to help the city. And I could have used that cash to fill up my belly, to take care of my fat butt and Katie's fat butt. But we're giving it back to your city. We're making sure that the people that work here, they need it. They going through whatever they going through in their life. You don't know how much they need it. It's about taking care of yourself. You got to make sure you take care of everybody else around you, okay? You know what I mean? And it's just about taking care of yourself. But it's hard for people like myself. Is it right or left? Left. It's hard for people like me who want to look out for everybody, to look out for those people who need it, when there's 10 people in the way trying to prevent you, you know? Because what I find particularly in the South is that here's just one person who's working hard trying to get ahead, and they can't get the things they need because there's 10 other people standing in the way for a handout. Or just standing in the way, it's just standing in the way. So what happens in the South, and I've traveled all over this country now, at least the eastern half of the country, eastern and central part of the country. We haven't gone out west yet, so once we get out west, we'll talk on that. But we've done all the way up and down the East Coast, 25 states. So basically, most of the central and eastern part of the country, we've already done that. And what I've learned that the places where there's poverty, like in the West Virginia mountains, the Appalachia, and in the deep South, the places where you have the most poverty, is not because the people that don't want to get ahead. It's because there's so many people standing in the way of the progress with their stupid racism. I've seen stuff in the South that will terrify you, as far as to what extent people will go to hurt other people, even to the point where they hurt themselves just to ensure that in the process of hurting themselves, they're hurting somebody else, which is just mind-boggling, the extent that some people go to pretty much hurt other people. They're supposed to understand that there's 20 people in this line right now, and we got places to go, we got things to do. So what they do, instead of moving quickly to help ensure that this line gets moving and we get to where we're going, you got doctors in this line, you got police officers in this line, you got mothers with kids in the back seat, you got life right here. There's 20 people right here in this drive-thru. The people inside of that store, they're not in there trying to move along. They're in there dragging their feet. They're in there talking, taking a cigarette break. They're in there taking all the time in the world. Okay, they're dragging their feet. They got the job at Starbucks. Now that they got the job, instead of saying, okay, let me see what how I can provide to this community. And perhaps if this Starbucks line is moving very quickly, people will leave a lot of tip, and now instead of going home with $7 an hour, now you're going home with $7 an hour plus a bunch of tip. And everybody in this drive-through, you got engineers, you got contractors, builders in the Starbucks line. You got all these people that got 1,000 things to do, that have places to go to help this community move forward. Now we're stuck in your drive-through line, not because there's a shortage of supplies, because you're in there talking on the phone with your buddies. So if you go to a drive-through in Fort Myers, Florida, there won't be 20 cars in that line. There'll be 50 cars in that line. But they're moving because everybody in there's hustling. We move. Everybody's moving, and everybody's making sure that line's moving quickly. So now everybody in Fort Myers, Florida got their Starbucks, and they're on their way home, and they're on their way to build a house. They're on their way to do 1,000 things for the community. While that Starbucks in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, everybody's sitting in their car like this, waiting. And the people in there are talking to their phone, taking their time, dragging their feet, because now they have a job that they can drag their feet. And that's why a lot of these regions of the country can't get ahead. It's not that there aren't people trying to hustle, trying to get things done. It's that there's other people standing in the way of that progress. And that's pretty much one reason that I became just infuriated at living in Alabama, is that I realized that, like, one day I was in a drive-thru for 45 minutes from McDonald's, and the employees were right outside smoking, joking, playing games. I go to some places and I say some horrible things about the town, and the people are like, okay, whatever, we don't care, you know. I go to other places and I kind of say something and they get all offended. Oh no, you just got, and then they blow it up like Uniontown, Alabama, where we did nothing wrong in that video other than state the truth about the condition that place was, and we could have been worse. We were just honest about what we thought. In Uniontown, Alabama, we did a video where everybody got mad, and they said that we were being racist against the town because it's mostly a black town, which I didn't even know it was mostly a black town. I just knew whatever. We were just there looking around. I didn't even know. We had to go on Wikipedia to find out everything. I didn't know anything about the town until we looked up on Wikipedia. But in this town of Uniontown, there was this old black guy. Basically, they're like, oh, you know, he said the town was in bad shape and the roads weren't paved and the school looked bad, and the black old man, the only thing he would say was, well, is he lying? Because if he ain't lying, then it needs to be said. Then you got the people that want to make it a race issue. I don't even know how that's relevant. I mean, you got people here in Macon that are white, black. The people that were in the hotel cleaning the hotel room were white. I don't care that they're white or Hispanic or Mexican or black, whoever the crap they were there. If they were working, they're going to get that tip, you know. And I don't care where the crap they're from, you know. I don't care if they're from Bosnia. I don't care if they're from India. If you were cleaning that room that day, you were going to get that tip. I don't care who they're. I'm going to look at, oh, they're white. I'm not going to give them a tip because they're white. I don't care that they're white. They're working. They need to get tip. With money comes responsibility. The responsibility that if you come into contact with somebody and they need something and you're able to help them, that you should. Does that mean you need to be a pinata walking around? Not exactly. You have to use discretion and know when it's time for you to loosen up a little bit, and with who and why. In the case of Macon, Georgia, I know that the people that are seeing this, they don't care about their community. Okay, I know that for a fact. Okay, because I see the videos that they're uploading and the content that they're putting out there, and it's definitely not helping their community. So it's not that they care about their community. Everybody, so we got our Starbucks, and now we're gonna do a drive around through Macon, Georgia. We are now in Macon, Georgia. Let's go for a drive around. If you use your brain, there's 40,000 subscribers, almost 40,000 subscribers on my channel. Let's say 40,000 because there's people who watch the videos and they're not subscribed. Me exposing your poor neighborhood to my 40,000 people could mean that one of them could invest in your town, buy an empty lot, build a house. We gotta get going. I'm dying to be back home. I miss Ford. Like Snoop Dogg, there were some hood people trying to call him out, and he said, I'm not gonna put a gun in my young homie's hands. I'm gonna put a microphone or a camera, you know, or a contract. That's what Snoop Dogg said, because he had some hood people that were trolling him, and they were saying kind of like the same thing they're trying to tell me, which is, oh, you know, you can't be in the hood anymore because you're not, you know. And he said, instead of putting a gun in your young homie's hands, why don't you put a microphone? I'm not gonna put a gun in my little homie's hands. I'm gonna put a microphone. I'm gonna put a contract. I'm gonna put, you know, I'm gonna put resources in their hands. You know.
Yeah.
That's the guy that got killed in Memphis, that rapper in Memphis. He did all types of stuff for his community, man. People in that community are hurt. That guy made sure that the old lady ate. Made sure that. Young kids who had some type of talent could reach their, you know, there's people that get rich in the hoods and off the streets, and they don't do anything for anybody but themselves.
Yeah.
You can't be like that. But what happens when you are that good person is that when you're that person that does give back, that does do the right thing, all the people that aren't doing nothing, and there's a lot of those people, your mere existence is a threat to those people.
Yep.
Because now you're making them look bad just by being you. You know, when you make the people that don't do anything for the community,
Yep.
they don't want to see you doing something for the community because you're making them look bad. Just by you being you, you're making them look bad. Because they're not going to do nothing for anybody but themselves. They're only out for themselves. So if you start doing stuff for the community, you're making them look bad. That young Dolph guy that they killed in Memphis, that guy, he went around giving the kids shoes and giving people food, you know, and doing events for the community. Like, people like that, they're a threat to the people that aren't doing anybody. People like that are a threat to somebody that's not doing anything for anybody but themselves. That's why all those people like that get killed. Martin Luther King got killed. Why was Martin Luther King got killed? Because he was doing too much for too many people. Young Dolph got killed. Why did he get killed? He was doing too much for too many people. Anybody, when you go out of your way to do good for people and you put it out there, you're making yourself a target to people who aren't doing any good. That's why when you do stuff for people, you can't do it out in the open. You have to do that secretly. Because when you do it out in the open, that's a problem for people who aren't doing anything with themselves. You know, you're making yourself a target to people who don't have this. They imagine that you're doing it just to get like points or something, you know? They don't imagine that you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. They assume because they're stupid that since you don't take care of anybody else, that everybody else thinks the same way they are. And it's not true. But they're so stupid they can't figure that part out. So, I've been doing stuff when I come to Macon. I make it a point when I come to a place like this to see who I can help. And maybe it's not money. Maybe it's just a smile. Maybe it's just a kind word. Maybe it's just a pat on the back and say, hey, good job, keep going. Money doesn't exactly, you don't have to give people money. Money's not everything. Money's only a temporary thing, especially in small amounts. But I might see somebody with a cell phone taking a picture, and I might go up to them and I'm say, hey, what are you? You're trying to become an artist? Okay, look, hold your camera like this, or do this, or do that. Was that the south? That was the south on it, right? That was right there. All right, we have to get back on the highway in a minute. It may not exactly be giving somebody money. I might see a young person doing something for the internet. I'm gonna hold the camera like this, or let's change your background, give them a few tips, teach them how to grow their social media if that's what they're trying to do. It may not exactly be money that says, don't give me a fish, but teach me how to fish. So instead of giving somebody a fish, you might teach somebody how to fish, and then they won't need you to give them a fish ever again. So, you know, that's even more important than giving somebody money. It's just giving somebody a little bit of knowledge, since I'm on social media, on how they can grow their channels, on how they can they can just be a better artist or whatever. You know, whatever little. I'm on social media. I know how it works. I know how YouTube works, and maybe you can give somebody a little bit of learning. It may just be telling somebody, hey, download this program and watch some tutorials on how to use it. There's a lot of people out there right now that are in some pretty rough situations, and they want better. They have to do better because, like, people, when you get a little bit, it's easy for you to make more. But when you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're working like an animal and you're not getting an inch ahead. At the end of the month, you were exactly where you were the month before, so you're not getting ahead. You're just burning yourself out and you're not going anywhere. And I've been stuck in that cycle. We were even, at one point, we were stuck in a payday cycle where we weren't even moving forward. We was just paying back what we owed. I've been there, okay? So what I gotta tell you is, you have to do something. Like, if you work 9 to 5, that's cool. But at 6:30, you need to be doing something else. From 6:30 to 7:30, you need to be doing something else that's not 9 to 5. It may be washing cars for somebody, maybe car washing, maybe hair cutting. It may be studying a book to get a license. You have to do something outside the box, because 9 to 5 ain't gonna get you nowhere. You can work your whole life 9 to 5, and it might take you 15, 20 years before you have enough money to even get a down payment for a house. But then you're still stuck with a $400,000 debt to a bank. It's not like you're getting ahead. You're just now able to get yourself into debt instead of paying rent. In order to get ahead, you have to do something extra, you know? And at some point, consider having several bank accounts. Open a bank account that's separate, doesn't exist. Open another bank account. And that's your business bank account. So now you work 9 to 5, you got all this money you spend. But on Saturdays, you're gonna do something extra. It may be house cleaning, it may be washing a car, it may be anything. Okay? And that money, maybe you made $60 in a few hours during the weekend. That money doesn't go in your regular bank account, it goes into that other bank account. That other bank account, you just pile that up. Yeah, you're gonna drive though. I gotta edit this video, you gotta drive. Because I'm tired of driving. I'm driving through the snow and stuff, and it's gonna be your turn to step up to the plate here soon, baby.
Okay.
They're driving all the way to Florida. I'm not touching Georgia anymore. I'm done with Georgia. They took my money. That's not 9 to 5. That's maybe washing cars, pressure washing, you know, selling stuff. Hey, you can find stuff by the side of the road, put it on the marketplace, you know, make sure you just don't bring people in your house you don't know and stuff like that. Do it outside, or meet them in a parking lot or a Walmart or something, you know, whatever the crap you got to do to be safe. But you know, do something outside the box, you know. And that money isn't money you spend though. That money goes into open a new bank account, or sometime, you know, open a new bank account, and in that bank account start to deposit the money, you know. And that money doesn't exist, and just let it pile up for a year or two, and maybe at the end of the year now you got $3,000 sitting around. You're like, you know what, I don't really like this car washing thing, but you know what, I'm gonna go buy I got $2,000 now. I'm gonna go buy a pressure washer and a little enclosed trailer, and now I'm gonna start doing this, you know. Because you know, you can do different business, but you gotta do something outside the box. Otherwise, you will be stuck in that cycle for the rest of your life.